Now, how easily you can drop into this state at any given moment, there's a term for that. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the researcher that did the foundational work on flow, he calls that your flow proneness. Flow proneness, it refers to how likely you are to access a flow state at any given moment. If your flow proneness is high, you can easily transition from not being in flow to being in flow. If your flow proneness is low, that transition is going to be difficult, it's going to be slow, it's going to be unreliable. And a simple way that I want you to think about flow proneness is that it's just the equivalent of fitness except for flow state. The fitter you are, the easier it is to exercise, the longer you can exercise for, and the more intensely you can exercise. In the same way, the higher your flow proneness, the easier it is to access flow, the longer you can sustain it, and the deeper the flow states you can reliably enter. Now, if flow proneness is like fitness for flow state, and exercise is how we increase our fitness, well, then there's a question begging. What is the equivalent of exercise for flow proneness? There's multiple ways to increase flow proneness. Everything from meditation to increasing your skill acquisition to physiological priming of the nervous system. The most powerful and the most obvious driver is actually flow state itself, which is what my friend had failed to do as he evolved in that first company. You see, flow proneness increases most through repeated high quality lived experiences of flow, because traits that are trained over time end up becoming states. There's a quote from the very famous neuroscientist Donald Hebb. He says, neurons that fire together wire together. And that led to the research on neuroplasticity, which is what shows us that over time, if we repeatedly enter a state, that state will become a trait. And so by accessing the state of flow regularly, we can increase the trait of flow proneness.